The defense leaders of the Philippines and the United States announced on Thursday that the Philippines has given the U.S. increased access to its military bases due to growing worries about China's actions in the disputed South China Sea and tensions over Taiwan. The U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and the Philippines Defense Secretary Carlito Galvez announced in a joint press conference that the U.S. will have access to 4 additional locations in the Philippines under the 2014 Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA. Austin, who was in the Philippines to discuss extending security options as a way to deter China from taking action against Taiwan, called the Philippine decision a big deal as he and Galvez reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening their alliance. Secretary Austin stated that the alliance between our democracies enhances their security and supports the preservation of a free and open Indo-Pacific region. Following Vice President Kamala Harris' visit to Palawan Island in the South China Sea in November, Secretary Austin and the Philippines had a discussion on specific actions to address disruptive actions in the waters around the Philippines, particularly the West Philippine Sea. They also reaffirmed their commitment to improving their mutual abilities to fend off armed attacks. Secretary Austin added that upgrading the alliance is just one aspect of their efforts, and it is crucial given China's ongoing pursuit of unsupported claims in the West Philippine Sea. However, China claims that increased access by the U.S. to Philippine military bases negatively impacts regional stability and increases tensions. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Mao Ning, declared that the action taken by the U.S. is a provocation that increases tensions in the region and poses a threat to peace and stability. Mao Ning advised regional nations to be cautious and not allow themselves to be exploited by the U.S. With the inclusion of more locations under the EDCA, the number of military bases that the U.S. can access will now be 9. The U.S. has declared that it will be spending over $82 million on improving infrastructure at the existing locations. The EDCA grants the U.S. access to Philippine military bases for joint training, preparation of equipment, and construction of essential facilities like runways, fuel storage, and military housing, but it doesn't allow for a permanent U.S. presence. Secretary Austin and General Galvez did not mention the specific locations that would be made accessible to the U.S. However, the former Philippine military chief stated that the U.S. had requested access to bases on the main northern island of Luzon, which is near Taiwan, and on Palawan in the southwest, close to the disputed Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. Outside the military headquarters, a group of protesters, who were against a U.S. military presence, gathered and shouted anti-U.S. slogans while demanding that the EDCA be cancelled. Prior to his meeting with his counterpart, Secretary Austin met with Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos and reassured him of U.S. support. He stated that the U.S. is prepared to assist in any way possible. The relationship between the U.S. and the Philippines was strained during the previous presidency of Rodrigo Duterte, who sought closer ties with China and was infamous for anti-U.S. remarks and threats to reduce military cooperation. President Marcos has held 2 meetings with President Joe Biden since he won a resounding victory in last year's election. He emphasized that he cannot envision a future for his country without its long-standing treaty ally, the United States. He stated to Secretary Austin, "It is clear to me that the future of the Philippines and the Asia-Pacific region will always have to involve the United States."